We are so glad you made it. Today, I was a little worried that we didn't, it's kind of boring week. Then we got Beanie. Then we got Simp Dow as the new meta, apparently. We got Comfy Season with the Oxia whatevers. We got Lou with some merch. Let's go.
Club NGMI are not financial advisors. The content on this show is for educational purposes only. Do not overinvest by a lot. Oh God, do your own research. We need likes and subscribes to go up. Can't devs do something? We are so glad you made it.
Club NGMI.
Lou, we were talking about this sweater. It fits the theme of the show, or the starting theme of the show. Tell me about the sweater.
Yeah, so it's from Creature World. Normal clothing. It's a comfy sweater. They put out their merch. They're calling it, well, it's not merch, it's a clothing line. It's how they're referring to it. And the first day you had to be a holder, and then the second day you didn't, as long as you got in fast enough, kind of thing. I think holders might have had a discount, or certain things were basically available to the holders, and everything that's left. So a lot of stuff sold out. I know that Chung was trying to get stuff, and a lot of it was sold out that next day. It is a little scratchy. I had to wear a shirt underneath.
We were just talking about that.
So scratchy.
It is. Yeah. It is a little scratchy, but it's cool. I mean, come on, you're not gonna wear this in public.
Yeah, it looks sweet.
Have you worn it out yet?
I mean, no, I just got it yesterday.
I'd be curious the reactions.
It is that time of the year.
Why is it a clothing line and not merch? What's the distinction?
That's how they worded it.
I think clothing line is their way of making it seem more legit, whereas all these projects are coming out with merch, and it's kind of just merch has the vibe of screen printed t-shirt that's super low effort, whereas clothing line, especially when it's something like that, kind of adds a little legitimacy to it. Maybe, I don't know.
It's fashion.
It's
clothing lines of fashion.
Streetwear, yeah, for sure.
I don't want to make ours sound bad, but what's the brand art, the ink, custom ink? It's not custom ink or something like that, I think that's where they're going with it's higher quality, like Trey's saying.
Did Danny knit that himself?
I mean, I sure hope so.
Yeah,
he should be.
Incredible.
They're grinding and knitting.
I threw a link in there to Peter Overzet's clothing line. Feel free to go there and get some clothing line wares from if you would like.
Clothing.
I mean, what do we? I get it.
I have my mutant shirt on today too. See?
Oh, see.
Yeah, everybody rocking shirt.
Is that called merch, or is that called a clothing line for mutants?
I think it's merch.
I think that's merch.
We're just
lazy screen prints.
Who's that?
I'll be right back.
Okay,
Hey, what did you do?
Whose mic's dying? We have no host. What do we do now? So Trey, how was your week?
Yeah, how was your week?
Man, it's good. I spent a lot of it. I've been grinding Halo campaign. I'm actually not a gamer. Yeah, I'm not a gamer at all. But my brother works at Target and plugged it out for an Xbox here recently. So I just got everything set up, and now I bought it just so that I could play Halo. So I've been playing the Halo campaign, with a shot of nostalgia from my childhood. So I haven't turned the new. I don't even know what the newest one. So just a blast of nostalgia. It's actually been pretty fun. Other than that, just kind of grinding in the Discord, buying NFTs. I don't think I sold anything last week, but I bought a lot. So kind of just betting. I mean, I think my bet or my thesis at this point is just hoping that the NFT market as a whole kind of continues to run here, and that as long as I have shotgun exposure, then I should be good, right?
January is on pace to be the top month
It already
OpenSea
is.
in sales.
I checked
Did it hit it today?
It went over.
It was
it's
close.
3 points. I was surprised because I wanted to check it. And it's 3.6 trillion, or sorry, billion.
Yeah.
And I think they did three. Yeah,
Trillion.
they did.
China came fast.
I think they did 3.3 in August. But I think they went from 200 active wallets to like 350 here in January. So the number of like active wallets on OpenSea is almost doubled. Here just in like the last 5 months, which is insane.
Yeah.
The active wallets thing is more interesting to me than the total volume.
Yeah, I noticed that.
To keep this going, we need the new wallets. I know it's very easy to have another wallet, etc.
I was going to say, how many of that is just people making another wallet, right? Like, I wish we knew.
Like, it definitely seems
unique
like
wallets, right? Like unique people. I wish. There is for sure more people. Like even like you kind of see like some China money coming, like between Fanta Bears and Azuki.
Yeah.
Like Azuki, we would have never had 2 months ago, even where there's like 12,000 Ethereum traded pre-reveal already. Like that's like there's got to be more people in the space now. You can't explain it otherwise, right? Like
and the actual NFT, the amount of NFTs sold in January is actually has not surpassed that of August yet, but the volume has. So that's interesting. But the daily volume, I was worried that like we were just going to have that initial like first week was just like, holy crap, this is crazy. And then we fall off a little bit, but the daily volume is pretty much, I mean, especially these last 4 or 5 days has really just been like pretty much the same, maybe a little bit less than it was that first week.
That's what looks rare now too, which
that's true. But this is only OpenSea. The charts that I'm looking at. So this isn't even taking in. I don't even think this is taking into account looks rare or the Punks marketplace or some of those other ones.
It still doesn't feel like August summer to me. It doesn't feel the same. And I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I think it's because the new mints aren't coming as fast.
I think right now, but it did last week.
To me, it's like a lot of that volume is like old collections that now have a super high floor. So like people just have a lot more money tied up in blue chips rather than trying to mint every single thing that mints 4 times a day, right? And then like we used to see like every floor run up pre-reveal for some of those projects in August by like 3 or 4x. Like we don't see that anymore pre-reveal, hardly ever, right? Like that's the biggest difference to me is like it doesn't feel as Augusty to me that way.
There's also like 4 or 5 projects releasing a day in August, whereas now it's not like the amount of projects coming out isn't as high.
I think there's a lot of like people that have been wanting to get into certain things, and now that it's like more accepted, I guess, just NFTs in general, like they're willing to throw $1,000 in and buy something of these like mid-range, like the 0.5 and under stuff. Like there's more people who had been looking for that, but hadn't put funds in. So maybe like, oh, it's the new year, they'll start now kind of thing. Like there's probably a lot of people in that boat too. Another thing, like with the World of Women that pumped, because I was talking to Chung about this, and a couple other people actually had told me that they shared one with their significant other kind of thing. And so I think there's a lot more stuff like that going on where people are bringing in their own friends and saying, hey, I'll like help you get into it we buy this one thing together. So it's kind of cool to see like stuff like that and hear those stories.
It still cracks me up that some people also keep some of the profits from their partners. And they get them involved in NFTs. That just cracks me up. Like it all. I mean, not judging. It just is funny to be like, well, I'll help you, but you got to give me a cut.
Could you imagine the pain if you weren't married to someone and you buy them like a cool cat when it was like 0.15 and then you break up and now you check their OpenSea and it's still sitting in there and it's 15 Ethereum now.
You can't get it
I don't
back.
know if I'd ever. Yeah, then you just like total pain because you just
that is painful right there.
Yeah,
I mean that's true pain.
Marry someone before you buy them an NFT is the moral of the story.
That's right.
Get a prenup.
Sea Dog the Man wants to just get right into it.
Yeah.
He wants to he's jumping forward in the show sheet.
He won that. He's the one that won that hero, right? Sea Dog.
He did.
Yeah,
he did.
I don't know, Trey. What do you think about this as Lou put it, the simp DAO meta that we're currently in that's spiraling out of control.
I'm not surprised by it. I thought, I thought that this is gonna sound so crazy. I was bullish on fart jars because I thought that those were gonna like, I don't know, with that girl was like trending on my Twitter the day before she released those or whatever. So I thought that those might do well. I don't even know if they ended up selling out or whatever, but I'm definitely not surprised by it. That's for sure. By anything, by the entire story of it being a dude and everything. I kind of missed it though. Like that whole, did this happen like in the last 24, like over the last 48 hours? Because I didn't catch it right
Saturday
away.
it started,
And I just thought I kind of like caught on to the tailwinds of it. So I wasn't even involved in it or anything, but it's hilarious to see play out. That's for sure. Like Twitter over the last 48 hours has been probably some of the funniest shit I've seen in a while.
I'm surprised it took this long to see something like that be like.
I
remember seeing a Friday or Saturday, and it was like a 0.33 floor or something. I can't remember what day it was, but yeah, that was the first time I saw it. And then,
so what was this Irene promising?
It's a DAO. I don't know.
It was a DAO of like,
okay.
It was like a DAO of her, I guess. Like if you don't have a girlfriend, you can buy a little piece of Irene, you know.
It says Irene DAO is a global grassroots movement aimed at disrupting the creator economy. Irene DAO is for the people, by the people. Our core values are simplicity, integrity, meaning, and purpose. That's where Simp DAO comes from. Did you catch that?
Incredible.
Those 4 cores, SIMP.
That's very funny.
Oh, that is funny.
What? I'm just so tired. It just makes me so tired.
People have too much money.
Danny's least favorite meta.
It's as simple as people have too much money. Like, who's buying that for 5 Ethereum? What's wrong with you? Like,
seemed like a lot of people were for whatever reason.
Crazy.
So Trey, yes, this is one of my least favorite metas. However, this is not the topic of the stream, but it's a means to an end. I was recently reviewing my transactions and looking at them in a tax software, and the fuck cash grab showed up, and the ticker is just fuck. And so if I have to, like, when I go to my CPA, it's just going to be like, oh, you bought 10 fucks. Okay, great. So who cares? Like, is that any different than no, it's not any different, really.
We all know what
something
the worst
I saw on Twitter that I want to
was,
look at for the Irene DAO was like, you get a YouTube or like a Zoom session with her for like 5 minutes or something. I don't know.
But it's a guy, isn't it? It was a guy, I thought.
The Irene technically is an actual person.
Oh,
but
okay.
it's the account is ran by a guy.
The dude either runs it or
she's the model
or
of it,
did something.
And then we're just in like hyper fast meta where people just spin up these projects extremely fast that are just the same project. So we had Firene within hours. I want to find the timestamp for that of like when Irene minted and then when Firene minted.
I mean, Firene was easy. You just and then you had Upside Dowrine or whatever.
Yeah.
Upside Reen DAO. That's what it was. Upside Reen DAO.
It's kind of scary how good these people are at making these now. Is like they can pump them out so fast. Like any derivative project too. Like we were having 2 of those a day there for a bit, right?
There's
like,
every kind of doodle.
We're getting IC tool alerts. Yeah, we're getting IC tool alerts like every hour.
Every single. Those are a little different though. Like you have to do a little bit of work to change the traits, make them smaller, adjust them so they mishmash a cool cat and a doodle together or whatever.
Yeah.
Versus the flipped, which is literally like the 2 competing flipped Bored Ape projects that week was
so
also mind numbing. I made money off that, but still, it was terrible.
Is this the thing that Chung is talking about? I saw that P thing yesterday. There was proof of P. He's saying there was proof of B as well, where they just flipped the letter P to letter B. It's just.
Is this worse than the loot meta phase?
Yeah.
No, loot was
the worst.
loot was the worst because it was literally just words on. Like, I get the initial thesis,
But this
of
is
loot,
literally
like,
just taking something and flipping the picture.
Yeah.
Loot was just different words though. It'd be like,
but loot,
you know,
but
sandwich
least,
loot.
like, at least you could like feel something towards your flipped ape or something. Like, you could set it as your profile picture and do like loot was literally like we were just buying like 6 words on a black, with a black background.
Hold on,
It was
hold
like
on,
the most low effort you
Hold
could
on.
get.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a monumental moment. This is the first segment of our lives. Would you rather? Shout out to Tig for hooking that up. So, would you rather loot meta or simp DAO meta? Lou, what do you have? Loot or simp DAO?
What's the sense of this? Like saying, would you rather? Like, would I rather invest in it or?
Yeah. Which one annoys you the least, essentially?
Yeah.
I think simp DAO. Just because, like, I think that one was expected. It was going to happen at some point. This was going to happen at some point. Girls, models taking pictures. That's the whole project, is them taking different pictures. I don't know.
Was that the end? Was that your end goal for Colorado? Because I know that was just a guy taking pictures. And there were some human subjects in there.
Now you say it, maybe I should do Colorado. Get something out there.
I like that.
That's very
hit up
funny.
Irene. Hey, Irene, you want to take some more photos?
Babs, would you rather have the loot meta or the simp DAO meta?
Simp DAO for sure. Like, there are way more options. There's way more, models you can have as part of a simp DAO. Like, what's that one girl doing with the fart jars? Like, way more options to like do stupid stuff. At least it's not just like 6 words. It's like a bunch of stuff.
The demand is there. Like,
like there's a bunch of weirdos out there. Like, just do some weird stuff. Someone's gonna buy it. It's almost like the weirder something is, the more attractive it is for the funny purpose of it, right? Like, people like to buy that kind of stuff, right? So the weirder something is, like, there's a thesis for it at least.
All right, Trey, loot or simp?
I mean, I prefer the simp. At least there's like a demand, like an actual demand. There's like actual people out there who want this simp DAO thing, probably, or at least I would imagine. The whole loot thing was kind of just like, the initial idea was great, but then after that, we all knew that these words that we were buying on a blank page didn't actually mean anything, and it was just kind of a game of chicken to see who could hold on the longest.
They were more successful and profitable in loot.
And that's kind of what I was thinking, because it was like the more annoying one was loot, because it was just like, this is just so stupid. But they were definitely more profitable, that's for sure.
I think I'd rather loot, just because the origin was actually neat. And I mean, this isn't going to surprise you, I don't think, but it's a neat use of the tech of like, oh, it's community driven. I don't know what's going to happen to it. Go. Versus simp DAO. It's top to bottom, start to finish. Yes, we're in cash grab world in Web3, but it's just a cash grab. Like, I mean, come on. I guess the nuanced take is I'd prefer something like this in Web3 versus Web2, where there's intermediaries that take a cut after cut after cut between the actual performer, person, subject, versus here Web3, where there's photographer, person, dev. That's it. So if you want to give your money to whoever, feel free. The chat's been a little frothy for one injustice in the simp DAO. When Alexis Wen sell out, Alexis Ren was ahead of her time. She is doing this. She's doing this is the thing.
But probably more realistically too.
Yeah.
So she's doing like in-person meetups, isn't she, and stuff? Like up in California and stuff. Or...
That never sold out.
I don't believe so.
Alexis Ren. I mean, if that didn't sell out, and this is the meta.
I can't actually find it.
Might be time to scoop in on that before.
Especially if we can get a few whales to set out the
have some people that still have those NFTs.
Yeah,
Davis still does probably.
I was gonna say, does Davis still have those?
When I search for Alexis Ren OpenSea, I get
it.
Google warns me. They're like, "Hey, this might be explicit."
Oh man.
Oh,
you can still mint them.
This is a different one.
It seems like.
Can you?
So yeah, if you really want to try to front run the next movement in this meta, maybe Alexis Ren is the right play for you. I don't
know if this is the right one that we're looking at. Did it get taken down or something?
Yeah, the one I'm on has no activity.
Collection.
It has only 65 items, no activity. That doesn't seem right. It's got to be one person who would have bought one. Right?
Yeah, this is all right. We gotta get to the bottom of this. More to come
later.
The
Ren Maxi. Is it KG?
I hope not.
Yeah, it's KG.
I think it's KG and Dave. Well, KG and Davis were the ones that always talked about it.
Oh, Jesus. So we brought up loot. The transition is to blue.
That's a good transaction.
I mean, Beanie. The rise and fall of Beanie is going to be an epic one. His rise was meteoric, and his fall he's falling. We'll see what ends up happening with it. Lou, can you summarize what happened with Beanie today and the 40 tweet, the 70 tweet thread or whatever that changed the world?
Yeah, I went into that thread not expecting it to be what it actually was, but I assumed they backed out his transactions and found his bank account and that's how they did it. But I guess that's not exactly how they worded it, at least. But basically, a group that's referring to themselves as NFT Ethics came out with a thread today, and it said who Beanie was, his real name. It's Charles Musco or something like that. And they had a video that said this is his voice. It didn't show his picture on it. People eventually found his picture and other stuff like that. But long story short, he was part of, in the past, a site that came out as a scam casino betting site, and they accepted crypto. So it was a crypto bet site. And then they connected the dots because there was two sites, and then the Monkey Bet DAO used basically the same exact outline as the other site did, and the site got taken down. Basically, there was a couple times where they had some posts about this is a scam, and people that did well on the site couldn't get their money out and got locked out, and there was things like that involved, and they basically connected him with this other guy who also was part of the Monkey Bet stuff. So it all came from Monkey Bet, that project, where if he didn't do that project, it might not have been an issue at all in a weird way. But he didn't really come out and say and deny that was him or his real name or anything. But he's saying he didn't scam people, that every site, or how did he word it? Something like every company in crypto looks like a scam or something like that. So he's not really denying that it's him. It's hard to really deny that, but he is denying that he's a scammer. So kind of coming out that he's a scammer. A lot of people are sort of backing out of trying to be connected to him. If some projects that had backing from him are saying, oh yeah, he's not part of the project, he just gave some funding early on and stuff like that. So it's kind of a weird position for some of the projects that he was connected to.
Yeah, I think Tropo was the biggest one that I've seen try to distance himself some from Beanie. I don't pay attention too much to the interpersonal workings of NFT world, but so I wasn't too aware of their relationship. But yeah, it looks tough for Tropo. I'm a softie. I empathize with Tropo's statements, and I kind of took them at face value for the most part from what he said. So it stings to feel like you're taken advantage of from Tropo's side. Babs, what's what's your take on Beanie as the Beanie's made you a lot of money, so there's that. But what's your take on the whole Beanie scandal?
So I kind of missed it. I was back in the office today for the first time in a while, and I'm trying to catch up and stay in the loop. But to me, like, it's not surprising. Like, I guess I don't understand why everyone's so upset about Beanie being a bad guy. Like, didn't we all know he was a bad guy? Like, what?
This is like
what's
real bad stuff, like actual in real life could go to jail stuff versus like pumping your own bags. I guess that's like the
Yeah, I
difference.
guess I always kind of
I don't
felt
know.
him as being shady. You know what I mean? Like he would pump and dump and he would like do anything. He didn't really care. Like he basically rugged stacked toads on us.
Oh,
Like so I'm not super surprised. Like he basically knew what he was doing when he did the stacked toads thing. He knew it was gonna rug. He knew it was gonna cost people a lot of money. Didn't care after pumping it for 2 days straight, right? Like it just doesn't surprise me. Like I don't know why everyone's so surprised and upset by it. Like that's kind of the benefit of being a non, and like he's obviously super rich and he's a dick. So like I don't know, him scamming people on top of it, like does it bother me? Yeah, sure, I wish he didn't, but like I'm not surprised. I guess that's my take. Like my biggest bags, like Beanie's made me some money from all of his pumping. Like I have big Pixel Vault bags, obviously. I don't think it'll matter that much related to that. Like they already distanced themselves from him a bit. Like
I wonder if they found out.
Yeah, like
because they did that distancing like a month ago.
Yeah,
I wonder if like
it was really good
they
timing.
found out.
Yeah,
sure.
Beforehand.
Well, I think they saw the writing on the wall too, right? Like eventually, like it was getting to be too much, and if you actually wanted to be taken serious, like the Adidas deal probably was the start of it, and him tweeting like big corporation doesn't want connected to Beanie, who's kind of like totally off the walls a bit, right? So it was coming, but like I'm not like shocked by any of the Beanie stuff. Like it doesn't bother me that much, mainly because it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
What about you, Trey?
I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat as Babs. Beanie is just like all over the board. I think when I first got into crypto Twitter, he was basically just kind of like this. I basically only knew him from like he was in the CryptoPunks Discord type personality, and he was a little bit on Twitter. And then, like you said, he's had this just meteoric rise where it's just been constant drama and pump and dumps. And I mean, he words his tweets very, very carefully, I think, in a way where he doesn't almost incriminate himself, and he can always kind of look back on the tweets and say, well, I didn't say that, type of thing. But yeah, the guy's an asshole. In terms of Tropo, removing himself from, he kind of did it to himself partially. Everybody knew that Beanie's an asshole, like Bab said. Like this would, if someone would have said, yeah, Beanie did this, no one would have been surprised before the word came out on it. So it probably would have been smart to distance himself before. So it almost comes across as like a little bit disingenuous when everybody knew this entire time that Beanie was a dickhead and unethical. And I guess maybe this is just the kind of the cherry on top where it's like, okay, we have valid proof now. He can't just play his games anymore. It really does feel like this is the nail in the coffin for Beanie. Like, he's come back from other drama and stuff, but this one I don't. With his face is going to be a meme all over crypto Twitter, and it looks like one of those, the conservative, like that collage of like conservative guys that he looks like one
conservative
of those guys,
owners,
from you put him in that screenshot, and he definitely doesn't look out of place. That's for sure. It's funny.
That's what's so funny.
It's exactly how I imagine.
Everyone's like, oh yeah. I knew he looked like
Beanie.
that. I knew he did that. Makes a ton of sense.
Like, don't you remember like the Bulls on the Block? Like the first time, like people got real mad at him. Like the day before that drop, he was fudding it like nonstop. Said it's the worst,
Yeah.
and then he bought like 100, right?
Yeah.
So like, is that really that much different than like he's a scammer at heart almost, right? Like it's not surprising, I guess.
Looking out for himself.
If this is the last we see of Beanie Mini, though, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Oh no, Beanie Mini has got so much now.
I know, but he's not going to have like material once if Beanie actually does have to go MIA because no one takes him seriously anymore. It's not going to be the same.
I think everyone is playing the result here. I think everyone is like, oh yeah, I knew it. I knew Beanie was a scammer. This isn't surprising at all. This is still a bombshell that
for sure.
he did this in the real world and not just Web3. So I see people in the chat that are like, "Oh yeah, we knew it. Shouldn't be surprised." Get out of here. We should be surprised. You are surprised. You were surprised that it was to this degree, I believe, and then it goes back this long. Yes, I think the image of Beanie is a scammer, and so it's not. I'm not shocked. I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility that he would ever been a scammer in casinos and gambling of all places. Like, let's be honest about that. But I think people are just they think they're. I don't know. People think that they knew the result before ahead of time. So, but if I had asked you, what's the likelihood that Beanie has scammed people in past business ventures? Oh, I'd put it at like 75% before this happened. Like, yeah, he's a dirty businessman. So
that's why he's Anon. Like that. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah. People that are 100% Anon likely have something to hide. Right, like he hasn't shown his face on anything. It's only been like the spaces.
I don't think that just because you're Anon, that means that you
it's more likely
that it insinuates or that they have bad intentions. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, that along with all of his other indiscretions that we've seen on full display on Twitter and Discord or whatever over the last 6 months. I mean, you combine all of that information, and the guy's just a piece of shit.
Have I been saying Anon wrong my whole life?
I say Anon.
Sounded right.
I would say it
Like Anon.
I would say Anon. Is that wrong? Like anonymous?
I think we're into Canadianism realm.
Is it?
With
well, that's what I'm asking. Yeah. Anon versus Anon. I pronounce everything wrong. So that's
you do tend to pronounce things differently.
Well, thanks.
Not that it's wrong. It's different.
But if you walk to somebody, we'll say a normie or non-crypto native person, and you say Anon or Anon, they're not going to know what you're talking about anyway. Like that's
but isn't it usually the short form of like the full word, like an anonymous Anon?
So the reason that I would think it is because the QAnon is how they were wording that and stuff.
See, I heard QAnon.
Maybe the chat will tell us what's right. Well, I'm right for once.
This is too
Tim is with Babs. Brandon with Babs.
Oh my gosh, I would have thought it was Anon.
Oh, poor Lou.
For one time. Yeah, he's too hot.
Oh God, he's
too hot.
It's too itchy.
Oh
no, we lost his audio.
It's a creature shirt underneath.
He's got a creature shirt.
This one's the weirder one.
Oh man,
how funny is this one?
Could you wear that outside, Trey? Could you wear that?
I would. Yeah, I would rock that.
You could rock that.
Yeah.
This one's just so funny.
It's funny.
Okay, so music guy coming in, threading the needle. Trey is correct on QAnon, and Babs is correct on. Oh wait, Trey is correct on QAnon. Babs is correct on Anon. Whatever.
Wait, so Babs, you do Anon?
Anon.
Oh,
Anon.
I'm
sorry.
Anonymous. Like I would say it as anonymous. Yeah.
Anonymous.
Hip hop with
It's just weird when I see when I read those tweets that say like you didn't sell, did you Anon? Like I think Anon. It's not did you sell Anon? I don't know. It's just
it's a good point. When you
when you like read it out in your head, it just doesn't seem right.
Okay. Fair.
I'll have to. I don't know. I want to do a little bit more research on this. It makes sense either way. I think either way works. But let's talk about being Anon or Anon in Web3 because it's a big part of why how Web3 can be successful because people feel safe being anonymous in the world. But then I know when we're looking at NFT projects, if we see a doxed team or even a semi-doxed team, like we hold on to like a link to an Instagram account. We're like, oh, they're doxed. Great. That means that they're not going to rug us, I guess, is what it is. So how do we weigh those kind of principles? Because Web3 values that versus us wanting teams to not be Anon. What are our thoughts there?
I think a team should always be Anon, or sorry, the other way around. If you're going to be running a project, I think unless you have a really, really, really established reputation in the community as an Anon, right? Then you can kind of get away with that, like Pac and maybe some of these other ones. But if you're just like this random project that's trying to make it, and all of the people on the Meet the Team page are like just avatars that no one's ever heard of, it's, we've been down that. I think most people have been down that road, back in July and August, where it was just 3 Russian dudes running the same project over and over and over again, right? Just with different animals or whatever. So people in general, though, that are just, interacting on NFT Twitter and stuff, I don't have any problem with it. That's for sure. But if you're going to be a team, I think you have to have at least one person that's doxxed. But I've seen people come out and say that they regretted, putting their name out there because they thought it would be a good thing. Like they wanted to be more straightforward and genuine. But then, once you're under the limelight, all of a sudden you have all this extra anxiety and worries that come along with it. So I definitely sympathize with people that are just completely anonymous. That's for sure.
See, okay, I'm back more on the other side of the people who dox themselves and then wish they were anonymous, because why would you then want to be anonymous unless you had nefarious intentions? I don't understand why you would want to go backwards on that sort of choice.
I think it's because then
Twitter can be a cruel place.
Yeah,
it's
like
you just don't have to deal with like the daily anxiety of like, if I say something stupid or if someone doesn't agree with me or whatever, then they don't know who I am. Like I think it's, unless you've just got I don't know. I think
some
most people think about that kind of thing.
with the name Dangy Wing,
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
I think less people like getting mad at you in their DMs, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm with Trey though. Like to me, when you buy an NFT, like you're almost investing in someone or investing in I think NFTs are like a business. Like these people, they're raising money, they're taking money from people. Like they should be doxxed, right? Like it's like, you're not going to invest in a company that's not showing you their financial statements, right? Like, NFTs to me is a business. Like these people should treat it as a business. Like I know being anon is probably more preferable to some people, but that comes with the name of the game of you're raising millions of dollars sometimes, right? Like that's the liberty you're giving up by making that choice to get people to invest in your project. Like you should treat it as a business to me. Like I don't even think there's an option that you should be able to stay in on. Like that's my argument. Like I'd rather be rugged by someone who's like, out on Twitter so I can get mad at them after, like Hunger Brains or that guy that had the Naruto license, right? Like at least both those people were doxxed and I could, everyone could crap on them for how dumb they are. But like staying anon to me, like the Web3, I get that it's a benefit, but like it's not a luxury you have when you're raising hundreds of thousands of dollars to me.
Let's merge the two main show topics. We had Simp DAO as a meta, and then we had Beanie being doxxed. So now we have naturally Charles DAO. And there's
like 4 of these.
It's so funny.
I don't think this was the first one. I don't think this was the original one.
I thought you could mint one. I was working today, so I missed it. But I thought there was one that you could actually mint.
There's a 1,000-piece one.
Yeah.
This one looks like a secondary one that also has 5 ETH in volume.
Yeah. This one was just OpenSea store stuff. They just made an account and then did it all through OpenSea.
Uploaded pictures. Yeah.
Literally the most low effort you can get. But
click on the Buzz Lightyear one. Let's see.
Oh,
Beanie always does like the Pixel Vault, like when he was part of like more Pixel Vault, he always used to do like his town halls and stuff on a treadmill walking, and it's like who are you trying to impress? Like you don't look like you exercise that much.
Wait, so would he dox his face on those, or was it just like
no? It was just like spaces on. It was like spaces.
You could like hear him walking on.
You could hear him, and he was like, "Oh, I'm on the treadmill doing my 2 hours or whatever." He'd always brag about it every time. I'm just like, "Oh, I'm just getting my treadmill time in."
Look at Babs listening to Pixel Vault Spaces. You
You
I
gotta
love
stay the
that.
max.
you gotta
roll,
stay,
right?
yeah, you gotta stay up to date with what's going on in Pixel Vault.
I think that's sharp, Babs, but I don't. Oh, I think I found the big one. Lou, I'll share that now. Oh my god, this one's incredible. Why? Oh god, I hate this guy more and more. Like, you're doing a professional appearance essentially in that Spaces,
Oh yeah.
and you're on a treadmill.
60 volume.
Oh my god.
I think the issue on why this one hasn't gone off is
Well, there's so
a
many
lot
the
of
same.
dupes.
They're zoomed in. They're zoomed in or
too
not
many
zoomed in. That's
Too many dupes.
That's brutal.
The floor is all
eff-
him on the
That's the
is sitting on
lowest
the chair.
effort cash. Lowest effort ever.
I
They
love this
found
so
like
much.
10 pictures of him and just recycled it.
Made a
They're all
thousand.
the
Why are
same.
we-
They're all like that selfie. I'm telling you, it's like the conservative collage guy. It's crazy.
We're analyzing this as if it's like a real. Oh my god, look at the volume. Okay, they're flying.
People
That's
are still
lava.
buying.
That's because we just
Oh,
brought it up
Oh,
on stream.
that one guy
Everybody's
is a
flushing
list
it.
day, a least.
He loves them.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so I listed it from the chat, and Easy got mad at me for asking the chat for engagement. I was engagement farming, but you know what? Let's do it again. Would you rather? Okay, Lou, would you rather have Invisible Friends whitelist or an Azuki red bean? Who you got?
That's a tough one.
Pretty tough. I knew I was going to ask this, and I'm still thinking about it.
I've kind of been on the Zuki side recently. I'm still debating on. I was hoping it dropped to 2 to buy one. It got down to like 2.3 yesterday, and I hadn't. But I just think it. I think it has more upside. Azuki in like safer long term.
Okay, Babs, what about you?
I'm on the team red bean. I just think there's way too much secondary volume. Way too many like big names already have them who haven't pumped
Kind
them
of like
yet.
Clone
Like
X.
it is kind of like Clone X and a little bit like it kind of has that Oni vibes a little bit. Like I think my thesis is it's going to pump after reveal because I think there's enough people that have bought it at 2+ Ethereum and people that are waiting for a reveal, and then they're going to pump it on Twitter once it reveals. And it just feels like one of those ones that's going to like cascade a bit that way, where like to me, Invisible Friends has too much hype. Like you can have one of those slim hoods and rollers and they're combined almost, I think 2.5 Ethereum floor. Like that's what you're holding for an Invisible Friend. Like, do we think Invisible Friends are going to be 3 Ethereum? Like maybe, but I think there's a huge risk. They all kind of look the same and like they're cool looking, but
they
like
kind of like smiles.
Yeah, a little bit, but they move.
Like art.
Yeah. And like Doodles hung around like 1 to 2 forever. Like, why is Invisible Friends just going to be like 3.5 instantly, right? Like Azuki feels kind of different. Like we don't really have any popular PFP type projects that are anime, like in that kind of realm. I can't say the word. But like it just feels like it might fit a space that's not really meta there, right? Like we have Doodles and Cool Cats and Bored Ape, but like we don't like, to me, Clone X kind of looks stupid. I know people like them, but like I don't really love the art. Like, so maybe this fits that kind of like meta of that space that's not really filled yet. So I'm looking forward to the reveal.
It's a special show when you get 2 Babs weird pronunciations. It's a special one today. Trey, what do you have? Do you have Invisible Friends or Azuki?
The anime people might get on you there, Babs. I'm not gonna lie. That might be an egregious error.
Because I never watched it when I was a kid, so I'm not used to talking like saying it out loud, right? Like I read it in my head.
Yeah, just keep defending yourself. I mean, I'm on Azuki too. I thought about it was one of those. I didn't even know about Azuki when it first dropped, and I was just kind of like, I think we all just jumped in and got on the Dutch auction and bought it. And then after we were all like, shoot, really should have bought more of those. And then I even was thinking about second guying, which I normally don't do, but I just I trade NFTs mostly on my intuition, if I'm being honest. Like I'm not looking at like metrics and stuff. So it was just like this weird, it was like that feeling I had where it was just like, this is absolutely going to smash. And even, I mean, I've heard people talking about it. It's like, we want the reveal so bad for these so that they can just rip after. And it just feels like that's what they're waiting for. So I'm definitely on the Azukis, but the Invisible Friends look cool too. But I think we're all just kind of patiently waiting for those red beans to review, which was supposed to be today, right? And then they
pushed it. I think
back.
Thursday now. Yeah. I just I only bought 2. I just wish I was more prepared for it selling out at 1. Like mentally in my head, I thought it was going to like 0.4, so I wasn't really ready to fire yet. And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh no, like do I want to spend 5 Ethereum on this? Right? Like I didn't.
I had the MetaMask pulled up with 5. And then I was like, I am not doing this. And I rejected and went and got 2. And I'm like, what? Like, and then I'm the classic guy, like, 10 seconds after mint, like, should have bought 5, and I rejected it.
But if you're mentally prepared for that 5, you probably would have fired it. But like, you probably didn't warm yourself up to the idea beforehand, like me, right? Like, that's a thing. I'm fine paying 5 Ethereum on an art block sometimes, right? Like, I'm usually mentally prepared for that art blocks, where this I wasn't, I guess.
When did these start to gain height?
I was interested in them. I started following them a week earlier, and I meant to bring it up on the show to look at projects they were looking ahead to. I failed to do that. So actually, I knew, and I was going to be ready for this drop, and I actually bought 3. Which, yes, Trey, if you were ready, you would have bought 5 because I bought 3, and we just know how we manage our risk.
It's usually like you 3, me 5, and then Babs is like 7, and then the McVados are like 20 or 30. You know how it goes.
Exactly. So I guarantee if you were ready, you would have had 5.
I know. When you said that you were going to bring it up on the show, I was like, if you would have brought that up on the show last week, I 100% would have been minting 5 of those. So I'm a little disappointed. That's okay though.
Sorry, we can bring back.
We'll survive.
Looking at because I would ask like what projects are we looking forward to? We're like I don't know.
I know. Right?
I'm actually more prepared. I'm more prepared now. Actually, like I'm a grinder now. If you guys don't,
that's the thing. Realize. I'm not a grinder.
So like I actually have more projects that I'm looking forward to.
It's on all these whitelists now.
Okay. Next, would you rather? For a week, would you rather lose access to Discord? That's completely. You can't get into any Discord. You can't grant a whitelist, or lose your phone in general. What that means is you could still use your computer for Discord. However, but you couldn't like text or call people, that kind of thing. Lou, would you rather lose Discord or your phone?
Yes, Discord.
Discord.
Really?
That means no Discord on your phone, just to be very clear. Yeah?
Yeah, I do most of my stuff on laptop or PC.
Is it because you're young? Is that why you don't want to lose your phone?
I mean,
I think that might be it.
No, I think the phone is one of the most useful items in your life. Just in general. In the current state of what goes on in the world these days, you like basically need a phone. If you're out, if you like don't have your keys on you, you lost your keys and you don't have your phone, you're fucked, So I feel like the phone just seems like a very useful device in general.
Come on, Babs. I know where you're going. Come on. What do you have? Do you have phone or Discord?
I would give up the Discord.
Yeah.
Didn't
see that.
What?
I would. So, and the reason being is like I wouldn't be able to mint off my phone, right? Like if you have any kind of like gas war, you're dust. 2, I have our alpha text group, and they would just tell me when mints are happening.
Oh my
So as long as I have my phone, I know what website to go to. I would never miss a thing, and we're gravy. We're all good. But no, I actually think like if I had my computer, if I had my phone and no Discord, at least I could plan ahead and know like what. I could search the Twitter. I know what time mints are happening. Like if I had just my phone, I wouldn't mint anything because I would never win a gas war and it'd be impossible. Right.
What about you, Trey? Phone or Discord?
if I didn't have a real life job, I would give up the phone. But like my job requires me, like I need my cell phone. Like my clients reach out to me on that, and if I was gone for a week, it would just fires everywhere. So I would be screwed in that situation. But real life job removed, I would definitely give up the phone. I would rather just sit in Discord. Like,
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised by your guys' answers, to be honest.
I just can't sit at a computer all day.
There's
right?
so much in what you said. I was like, well, I could try and find stuff on Twitter and stuff, but it's just not. It's not conducive enough. Like Discord is where all information comes from. Like it really is. Like it would kill me if I missed something massive in a week. Like a week is like a month. Like I would be so angry with myself.
But you're a single guy with no kids. Like you can sit at your computer on your Discord, right? Like
right,
without my phone, I'm dust, right? Like I would never know. I can't just sit at my computer screen staring at Discord, right? Like I would need my phone.
I would dump my phone in a heartbeat. What Lou said was like, oh, if you're out and you don't have your phone, like I was just thinking about like, when am I out? The hardest part of my life would be grocery shopping, because
if I didn't have my phone, I would never have gotten mice on toads that one day.
Oh yeah,
that was like
it does put me like, I do like to bring my laptop places now too, where I'll just literally mobile hotspot. So not having the phone would definitely not be great for those situations, but I haven't had to do that in a while.
Yeah, I would also bring my laptop around, because I don't think I've ever minted for my phone actually.
I actually just created a new MetaMask for my phone and then funded it so that even if I do like type in OpenSea wrong and accidentally sign a transaction or something, then it'll just drain that wallet, not my main one. Yeah. So I actually I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner, but
I was thinking about doing that the other day. And well, now that I'm back in the office, just in case, having a new MetaMask for my phone. Smart.
It's nice.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because I went through a few months there where I actually did miss some stuff, and I was like, shit, but it felt good to not have the MetaMask on the phone. That's for sure. Like I felt a little bit safer.
Okay. Last would you rather? Jaylen Brown, common, 2,500 LE, NBA Top Shot, or a Frosty? I don't even remember what a Frosty is.
Is it 2,500 or 25,000?
2,500.
2,500.
That's how cheap it is. Oh,
was it a Series 1?
Top Shot's down so bad.
Series 1, Jaylen Brown.
For how much?
It's a steal.
0.018.
They're both about 0.02.
I think I might have that Jaylen Brown. But
imagine having that Jaylen Brown.
What's funny is the Frosty, even though there's been maybe like, I don't know, less than 20 sales on it, it's probably like potentially more liquid.
Higher upside.
Jaylen Brown has the higher upside, though, I think.
No.
Frosty's already rugged.
How many NFTs?
Oh yeah,
Frosty's already rugged.
Yeah, I forgot they rugged.
Here's the thing. I went and started typing Frosties to search for it. I went to the website, and the website's gone.
Well, yeah, they rugged. I remember on Twitter they rugged. They're like, we're done.
I think Beanie tried to buy them, right?
Why is someone actually buying those still?
Look at this. Look at these sales.
Dude, I'm saying, like, people are just stupid sometimes and will just pump things for no reason. So if some influencer just liked Frosties and jumped on these and then got everyone else to buy them, way higher upside than Jaylen Brown.
Wait, is that
please?
Somebody genied these 2 days ago.
Please genie my Frosties. Oh man.
I'm Jaylen Brown. Wait. Oh. Breaking news.
So
Thank you, Baltimore.
They're wrapped
you wrap
Frosties. So that's to like, if you wrap them, you're transferring them to a new contract that some other group of people decided to take over. And they did. So they did a marble race the other day. I sent it into the Grinders chat. A bunch of us hopped in their marble race, And then we found out after like the 4th race that they were just doing it for fun. It wasn't giveaways. I think Tom Chambers might have won one of the races too. And then we were like, what do we get? And they're like, oh no, this is just a test. We're just trying to see if people would like it. We're like, well.
Yeah, we like marble races when we win shit.
Yeah, we thought we were gonna win.
Yeah.
I'm so scared because I think the Discord's going after a simp DAO right now. I'm not sure.
Which
what's
it called?
Karina DAO? Karina DAO.
Like Karina.
But they haven't launched yet. And there's 240. I can't. There's 240 followers in the Twitter account. I can't.
Yeah, 239 exactly.
Dang, you got to be
222 unique NFTs focused on acquiring unique and sought after assets as a decentralized autonomous organization. White paper coming soon.
She said her Twitter banner says that she's redefining decentralized autonomous organizations.
Sounds solid.
That's incredible. Is this sexy?
That's big words.
Might have to follow.
It's word salad. Get out of here.
There's zero chance. There's zero chance this is her.
The problem is like people just immediately oversaturate these things, and then none of them are good.
There's going to be one.
Yeah, you have to hit like the first one, then you have to hit the second one after that, and then after that one, it's just diluted. Yeah, it's so diluted that everything is just.
There's going to be one that's good though.
Yeah, there is. Right? And it's not always the first one either. It's just like.
We just need the Bored Ape community to get together because they can pump stuff. They get stuff together. We just need the Bored Apes to come up with one of these that works.
Elidao, Lou?
The Elda.
We just need anything that the Bored Ape team touches turns to gold. So they just need to say they're connected to one of these and then blast off.
How about a naked female monkey? Right? Just like a monkey. Like because apes always win, right? So just find a female one, make her a DAO, right?
Right? Like an actual monkey?
Yeah, like a real monkey, right? Because apes always win. Just so like a furry female ape DAO.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together there, so when you just threw out like
ape DAO,
naked female monkey, I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Got to find a nice girl monkey name.
Yep.
Can't lose.
I could get behind it.
Now I know why people say anon on the internet, Babs. For talk about ape girl DAOs. Oh God. Let's do this transition, Babs.
Here we go again.
Babs. What's bugging Babs? Bugging Babs.
I get my own segment. That's awesome. Should I share my screen? Maybe I'll share my screen so we can talk about it. So what's bugging me lately is I've been playing Chain Faces Arena for I think it's 84 years now, and
we're at least 2 weeks,
and it's still going. So how long have we been going on? 2 weeks?
I think it's 2 weeks. I think it's
round
on Monday.
1,286. And there's still 1,800 warriors left.
Going on.
It's still
going.
It's estimated to still take another 14 days. Right now, you have a 0.06 chance of death every round, and each round lasts about 15 minutes. So it's like a slow agony. I still have 3 left.
I have 2.
I have 18 dead, but 3 left. I can claim 0.22 per warrior, so I can make 0.7 almost if I claim them now. It's been painful. I'm super bored of it. I just want it to be over. I even forget to check now if my guys are still alive. So I checked before the show. I still had 3. I've had 3 for a while.
So you don't have to enter it every 15 minutes, right?
No, you just sit there. You don't do anything, right? Like that.
Like you can get out right now and claim 0.2258 if you want it.
So it's the most boring game ever. You don't do anything. You just sit there and every other day check to see if your guys died. Like there's no excitement because it's not even worth that much. So it's like what's basically the worst game ever. That's what's bugging Babs.
Love it.
Dangy, you still have any?
Yeah, I've got 2 left. What tilts me the most is we know people who have like, oh, 1 of 2 left alive. Like, I threw 22 of these things in there, and I got 2. That's
Yeah.
all that I have. And so I'd be, if I were to pull out right now, I'd be down like 1.58 or something like that. Some number around 1.5 to 1.6 ETH. So I'm just hanging on. I punted that ETH early, so it's gone.
Kind of have to wait for like 500 left. I feel like to actually think about pulling out.
Yeah, but even then, like you almost gotta hope and pray you get top 200, right? Like you just need to hope. I think like that's the only chance.
What's the grand prize again?
So you don't know because you don't know how much is left. Because some people are dying. Like if people leave, they take the money out of the pool. Obviously,
yeah.
If more people die and stay in, the money stays in the pool, right? So it's
Yeah.
You really don't know. Like it could be as low as 2 Ethereum. It could be as high as 20, depending on how many people stay in versus how many people leave, right?
Yeah, and I think like we all kind of agree that this just in general made sense, like the gamified side of it. It just is very slow in, I don't know, obviously like the back end stuff, but it's very slow moving. Like there's one dying every 15 minutes right now for 2 weeks. You know, if it was the type of thing where right now there was like 10 dying at a time, like the first round only 30 died off. Like how is it not higher percentage early on? Like they have changed it over time maybe, and then when there's the last 1,000 it speeds up or slows down even. That's I think the part that's kind of bothered people is just it wasn't all broken out when we bought in. That was the big thing for us.
This game should have lasted 5 days max, right? Like, and he gave up just enough information to get you intrigued, but not enough that you were smart enough not to mint. Like, that's what bothers me about it. Like, he knew what he was doing. He kept it secret because there was enough intrigue, like, oh, prizes, oh, a game. But he didn't tell the details until after the mint. And then you start doing the math, and the math is like, we're all taking a huge dump on this.
The only one who wins is him, right?
Yeah.
And the one person, I guess, who holds out the longest.
Yeah.
In a similar game, but I'm very interested in Andy's version of this, which is going to be on Polygon, which is the exact opposite. You have to do something every 15 minutes.
He said you can't sleep, basically. He said if you're playing, expect
that's
not
actually
to sleep.
Okay, but that like 24-hour, just like, could you imagine if he had like these 24-hour like games that would just pop up every like couple months, and it would just be like 24 hours of you just having to grind, but it was so fun and so awesome that you just set aside 24 hours, no doubt about it, when it came up. Like, that'd be sweet.
Well, the game mechanics, as I understand it, it's not been released yet, but fully. But
yeah,
like the winner is going to get like $1 million or something of the whole game, and there is a team aspect to it where basically it's you can vote, and then you either vote one side or the other side, and whichever side wins. So if you just have a bunch of friends and a big following that votes with you, you can keep going, and then it's just going to shrink down into different factions. I'm very interested in this game. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
I think the other issue with chain faces is that it's on Ethereum, and people have to spend so much money to put them in and take them out that, like, for the first, I don't understand why people were pulling out so early, because like you were losing money. You were paying more in gas than what you were getting paid out to take your guy out. And then I get the idea that if it died in there, would have been the same. But I think if it wasn't on Ethereum, it could have worked a little better too. That people would have been, because there were a lot of those like normies in there who they didn't put their guys in the arena because it cost like 0.06 in gas. And it's like, I just spent 0.06 for this item. Why am I going to spend it again on gas?
To see it die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
De-risking.
How does Andy come up with $1 million prize? Because I think he said these are mint for free. Like that's where I was confused.
Oh,
right.
I have no idea.
How would that work?
That's what I was confused because whenever he first brought it up, he said it'll be free to play, free to mint, but maybe he changed his mind.
How rich?
All right, I'm gonna
maybe there's like a million. Yeah, maybe there's some sort of bounty added to it, or like when people lose, or
he might have changed his mind and said like made it cost something to mint. But I thought originally he said it was going to be a free mint.
Yeah, I always thought it would be cool. What's the one? Poly Market? Is that the one that you can like bet on sides?
I think so. Yeah,
it's like percentage based. So if like there was one that I got sent that it was talking about the Bored Ape coin, and it was like, will the coin be out by March 31st, 2022? And it's 70% say yes, 30% say no. So if you bet on no, you get paid out those odds. If you bet on yes, you get paid out the worst odds. I feel like we should have more things like that going on in the space that we haven't really gotten too into.
So I found Andy's tweet about it, and it's going to be on Polygon. It's going to be winner take all, which I love that. Just supporting degeneracy at its finest. Sleeping is negative EV, and the goal is 1 million prize pool. And then the other part that's going to be neat for us nerds is there's no UI, so it's going to be all contract interactions to figure everything out. So I think that's going to be cool because people might just look at it and then mint these things, and then I don't know what. I'd assume there's a penalty for inaction too, where they might remove you from the game if you don't vote in whatever series that you're doing. But what X number of rounds, that's got to be the way to go. I'm interested in that. It's definitely an iteration on the chain links that pushes things forward, no doubt. Any final parting words? Any trends that people wanted to pick up on? Anything else we got for today? Nope. Great.
No, nothing. Nothing.
Lou, you're muted if you had a final parting thought.
No. We had the Ducks reveal today. That was fun.
Ducks are fun.
Ducks look good.
We need someone to pump them though, right? Like they look good, but there's no properties. So like who's scrolling through 200 of them to find one they like?
There's only 2K too, so like you don't get that same, like the odds of someone getting onto that are less obviously when there's 5 times less than a 10K project, right? So yeah, we'll see. But
I thought they looked good.
Max, it was, I tried to test my thesis a little bit on that one, to be honest. It was like max 1 or 2 per wallet, and they seemingly did a pretty good job of you couldn't even switch wallets within your MetaMask, because I couldn't, and I saw some other people in the Discord that were saying the same thing, and it was low supply and the art looked good. So you get kind of those 3 things together: the max wallet, the low supply plus art that looks good and it kind of comes out of nowhere and you can pay low gas. Those are typically the ones where you end up kind of raking it in. So we'll see. The floor is definitely below where I bought in most of them.
For sure. I'm trying to find the story of how these came about, because the story is really heartwarming. So I don't know. I think that's the way in, is to go through that story and then tug on the heartstrings, if you will. So read up on the rubber ducks. I'll throw the link in the chat right now if you want. Okay. Thank you all. Wonderful evening. Goodbye.